weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
guy
white
described
dude. He wasn't trans. He didn't have a
Destiny.
trans girlfriend. He didn't have any trans influences. He didn't have any trans bullets. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys were wrong on all of that.
To be clear, the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, has made it clear that their investigation has now established that he had been radicalized by a leftist ideology, which drove him to do this. That's just
I'm sorry, excuse me, when?
Yesterday, he said that.
No. When was he radicalized? In the 6 months that he did remote college? Not
I don't know when he was radicalized, but I do know.
What you just said is not true.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. Jimmy Kimmel has been suspended indefinitely. This resulted from his comments about Charlie Kirk, and it's not looking good at all. Let's check how he got fired. The reason why he was fired is because Benny Johnson brought out a video of him talking about him in depth. And ABC said, Disney said they're dropping him. So let's check the videos out, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, something demonstrably evil happened on Jimmy Kimmel's show. I know that is an evergreen headline and an evergreen comment that we could make pretty much every week of the year. But given the fact that this is coming at a time when the audiences that Jimmy Kimmel regularly radicalizes and lies to, given the ABC News platform, which, by the way, is taxpayer funded, with luxurious and lavish gifts from the federal government to ABC, the broadcast network, that have major legal stipulations to them, which are to tell the truth. Please put up the tweets, Klein. ABC News must tell the truth. They must operate in the public interest. This is in their broadcast charter given to them by the federal government. I'm going to play you a clip of Jimmy Kimmel victim blaming Charlie Kirk for his own assassination. This is precisely what happened.
Very terrible thing to do.
It cannot be categorized any other way. This is Jimmy Kimmel blaming Charlie, lying about the nature of his assassin, who is a steeped far-left political extremist, transgender ideology advocate, live-in transgender boyfriend. That is who killed Charlie. He hated Charlie Kirk. Here's Jimmy Kimmel saying it's actually the right that killed Charlie Kirk. And what that is saying that Charlie Kirk deserved it and that Charlie Kirk actually created the conditions. He's to blame for his own assassination. Listen to this.
Some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism.
That's
so this is what Jimmy Kimmel had to say. Jimmy Kimmel saying that that the killer was obviously one of them. This is a clearly and wholly demonstrable, malicious lie. True. Now, let me explain. The prosecutor yesterday, who's prosecuting this case in Utah, went on camera before the world and set to bed forever the lie that Tyler Robinson was of the right. Now, here the prosecutor, ladies and gentlemen, explaining the motive. Please load. But also, I want to establish something very quickly. You had the post up, the tweet up, please. About the legal ramifications. And do we have that clip loaded? Great. Yeah. This is a clear-cut violation of the FCC's policy against news distortion and is punishable by the revocation of the offending broadcast license under 47 U.S. Code 312, or at least a hearing of punitive action under 309 section. As organizations granted broadcasting licenses will serve in the public interest, convenience, and necessity, as deliberate news distortion is seen here, contrary to the public interest. What you'll find in this clip is that as Jimmy Kimmel goes on to make fun of Charlie Kirk's political assassination. He's making fun of it. He's using it as an opportunity to attack President Trump. He's standing on the grave of Charlie Kirk, lying about his assassin, saying Charlie deserved it, and then using Charlie's assassination, the murder of a father, the orphaning of his children, the widowing of his wife.
Jimmy Kimmel's statement was terrible. He was using an opportunity to get to Trump, lying, because what he said right here is a lie. And you are actually laughing at a man who was shot dead on broad daylight. It's crazy how people behave like this every time. I love how Benny answered him. I love how he said it upright. It's terrible to see people like Jimmy Kimmel speaking live and saying bullshit lies about Charlie Kirk and also Donald Trump, because he was actually targeting Donald Trump too during this his statement. You are talking to millions of people. Jimmy Kimmel is a very popular person. So you're actually talking to millions of people and spreading lies about Charlie Kirk. It's terrible to see that. It's a very malicious act. Let's also see how, because he was suspended. This is from Fox News. I would love to watch this video. You guys, let's check it out.
We have been following a lot of breaking news over the past several hours, and we do have more that is now coming into the newsroom. This coming in courtesy of the Associated Press, as well as Reuters, a story that we have been following here, as ABC has now suspended Jimmy Kimmel's late night show indefinitely following comments that he made about Charlie Kirk's killing. The network's decision came. Nexstar announced that its ABC affiliates would preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely over his comments. Quote, Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located. That's according to Andrew Alford, president of Nexstar's broadcasting division. As we mentioned, Nexstar made the announcement about its stations, and ABC followed that by pulling the plug indefinitely on Jimmy Kimmel's late night show. Now, we also have just a little bit more information here, as we know that earlier in the day, the FCC chair, Brendan Carr, had urged local broadcasters to stop airing the show on ABC. So again, Nexstar made the decision to pull it from their stations, and then after that, ABC said, we're going to suspend the late night show altogether indefinitely. And this is all related, of course, to the comments that were made about Charlie Kirk's killing. The conservative political activist shot and killed in a targeted attack 1 week ago today, as he was at Utah Valley University speaking in front of thousands of people, a crowd estimated to be 3,000 when he was shot. We know that he was rushed over to the hospital there. President Trump making the announcement just hours later that Kirk had died from his injuries. ABC then suspending Jimmy Kimmel's late night show 1 week later indefinitely.
So it was a very beautiful decision that they took because it was needed. What he said, his statement was insensitive. It was terrible statement to use. Like, you are actually mocking a man who was shot dead. It's terrible because of a political game. I don't know why some leftists are acting this blinded. They're also very insensitive, as if they don't have feelings or they don't have conscience. Because you have freedom of speech doesn't mean you should use the same opportunity to spread lies and also insensitive comments about someone you have some opposite opinions about. That doesn't mean you should spread lies, because what Jimmy Kimmel did was spreading lies, which is a terrible thing to do. He likes doing this every time. Now he has actually been caught live on TV. People are tending to see the other side of him right now. This is how Jimmy Kimmel have always been. It's just that right now people are seeing the other side clearly, because he's a very insensitive man who's always playing political game left and right, without having any sense of decency. This next video we're going to watch is about from Destiny, who said some horrible things. Some horrible things. I was really shocked. I was feeling pain in me when I watched this. Let's check the video out together, guys.
You've been quite active on social media since Charlie Kirk's death. When Erica Kirk posted Charlie's coffin, you responded, she tagged him, brackets, crying face emojis. In response to Alina Haber's tweet ordering people to fly their flags at half-mast in memory of Charlie, you posted on X, buying flags and poles just to fly them fully erect. And you then posted yesterday, ending every Conservative debate call out I do in 2026 with "Don't dodge, bro." That's not what Charlie would have wanted. I mean, do you think that your response to the cold-blooded murder of Charlie Kirk has been appropriate?
Yes. I think that the only way this country moves forward into a better world is when conservatives can finally realize that they need to turn the temperature down on their side. We are 10 years into whatever this Trump madness is, and there is not a single mainstream conservative that will call for a lowering of the temperature on their side. I think that liberals need to wake up and finally realize that if they're not willing to do it, it will never come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the largest protests in American history have happened under Donald Trump. All of the recent political violence that's happened in this country over the past 20 years, the majority of it, the overwhelming majority of it, everybody gets mad because they keep asking Grok about it, has been conservative.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
white
dude.
Described,
He wasn't
Destiny.
trans. He didn't have a trans girlfriend. He didn't have any trans influences. He didn't have any trans bullets. Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys were wrong on all of that.
To be clear, the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, has made it clear that their investigation has now established that he had been radicalized by a leftist ideology, which drove him to do this.
Thank you, Paris.
That's just
I'm sorry. Excuse me. When?
Yesterday, he said that.
No. When was he radicalized? In the 6 months that he did remote college? Not
I don't know when he was radicalized, but I do know.
What you just said
I do know the very reasonable sounding
true.
governor of Utah has made it
it's not
clear
true.
that the
he hasn't made it
you may
clear.
not want to
said
hear
this.
this.
Is an ongoing investigation.
You may not want to hear it, Destiny.
It,
but the reality is, the investigators, according to the governor of Utah, have established that he was radicalized to a leftist ideology that drove him to murder Charlie Kirk. Now, let me just ask you.
That's just not true.
Let me just ask you.
There's no way to deal with it.
Okay,
You're living in a
accusing the
delusional
governor
fantasy.
of lying.
Yeah.
That's your prerogative. But if it turns out to have been somebody with a leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk, would you condemn that?
I won't condemn anything until the president of the United States can go on air and say,
this
all
man
of
is very
us need to
insensitive.
calm down.
So you won't condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk until Donald Trump says something.
I'm a YouTuber. Leftists and Democrats have been condemning and turning down the temperature, condemning violence, turning down the temperature for a decade. Donald Trump can't go on TV and say, all of us need to calm down.
Right.
Can you tell me why he cannot?
Why would you
his
expect
side
anybody,
to calm down?
Destiny?
You can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why can't
can
Trump
you
go
answer
on TV
this
and say,
question?
all of us should be less violent?
Why do you
can't
think
Trump say that?
Why do you
Why
think
is your behavior contingent on Donald Trump?
Insane right now.
Why do you
is
think?
your
No, let me
behavior
ask a
contingent
question.
on Donald Trump?
Let me ask a question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the opposing political party.
Destiny. Let me
You
just.
have a huge audience of young men who listen to everything you have to say. So when it doesn't matter. You have a huge audience, and because of the fact that you have a huge audience, you have a responsibility to not turn. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been broken. I actually care about the country and want to bring people together. You do the opposite. You represent the worst of us, Destiny.
He's a very insensitive man. Destiny is a very insensitive, very childish behavior. I don't know how this liberal acts. I don't know how this man came about his delusion. I don't know why every liberal are pointing fingers back at Donald Trump every single time. They are all pointing fingers at Donald Trump. This is how they play their games. It's exactly how they play their games. When they have seen, oh, it's against them, what I will do next is to point fingers at Donald Trump. Tyler Robinson was actually indoctrinated, was actually convinced in his head that Charlie was spreading hate, which obviously is not true. But why did he think so? It's because of these leftists and these liberals. Because he was part of them. He has a trans boyfriend. Tyler Robinson has a trans boyfriend. It's obvious that they said it on news. It was live. The report said so. And you see there's someone like Destiny gaslighting it, pointing fingers at Donald Trump. Every single time these liberals, they are always pointing fingers at Donald Trump. They hate the conservative movement, but there's a shocker. They will keep on seeing more conservative movements because this is just the starting point. See, our eyes are open now. We see the leftists for who they are. We see the liberals for who they are. Someone like Destiny ought to be banned a long time ago. Currently now, he has been banned from Twitch, which is a very incredible thing. I give all thumbs up to Twitch for banning this delusional, insensitive man. Is a crazy ass man who do not know his left from his right. Because someone who is like this have an evil heart. They are very, very evil and very malicious. People like this are people who ought to be banned a long time ago. And Elon Musk is requesting for his arrest. He needs to be arrested. He needs to be arrested. He needs to be banned in all his platforms. Because if you think he's wicked, if you think he's evil, he don't know what he has done. Because laughing and mocking a man, an incredible man like Charlie Kirk, saying hurtful things about him online, spreading lies and malicious comments about Charlie Kirk online, he should be arrested. I support Elon Musk on this. He should be arrested. Banning him is not actually enough for me. He should be arrested. Because such men who act like this and people who spread this evil and lies to the liberals and leftists and make them to behave delusional. Men like this, like Destiny, he has an incredible name but acts very stupid.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie dead.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of
real.
looks like that. Evil. Evil. Murder is bad. She is evil. Why are you being so
Why are you
hateful?
so hateful? Why are you so hateful? Why are you so hateful? Yeah.
Hey, can somebody tell her to back up?
Can you
please?
not
She's
put the camera in my face?
I'm sitting here. You walked up to me.
Okay, well, I can
I don't
do
want
this
this. I said rest in peace.
Okay, and I can do
Just
this
leave it
too.
alone. Please don't come after
Ma'am,
me.
you've been
I want to be
being
left alone.
I'm not emotional, ma'am. Don't tell me what I am and what I'm not. You can get out of my face because I could tell you what you are, but you won't like it.
You're being aggressive. You're being aggressive.
I'm not being aggressive. My voice is
You are
very
being
calm. You're calling me
aggressive.
aggressive because I'm a black woman.
Not at all.
No, we're not.
She's playing the race game again. She's playing the race game. Why are this? They are very stupid. They are very stupid. You're laughing at Charlie Kirk because he's dead. Then you start playing the race game. She's not emotional. She's stupid. That is the right word that young lady should have used. She's stupid. This black lady is very stupid. And playing this race game every single time when it comes to black people, they switch the conversation to race. Every time. They are the ones who spreading this racism. They are the ones who's promoting it more. Black people like her. She was arrested and also expelled from her school. It's funny how taxpayer money is what's funding students like this. It's very funny. These are people who taxpayers are actually supporting their education. People like this insensitive young lady who do not have respect or regard for someone who is interest, who he made America his life interest to make America great again. Someone like Charlie Kirk, he has sacrificed a lot for America. Then you see this young, insensitive, delusional, brainwashed lady acting very childish. It's very good at the school, expelled her. Extremely, very good. She was arrested and also expelled. Because such people like this are the ones who are spreading hate. It's terrible to see people like this, guys. No. America, we need... This is what Charlie was actually talking about. These are people Charlie was preaching to or talking to. People like this. Comment down below what you think about this video. Give also a thumbs up. Share this video to as many as you can. Subscribe to our channel, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe.